Well, I finally did it. I got my first Civil War relic of the year in the river. Of course, this is only my second time out here in the US anyway, looking for relics. First time I went, I found absolutely nothing old. You may or may not see that video, but I got my first bullet of the year, and guess what? It's almost July. Hard to believe. In fact, it might be July, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the end of June. Happy camper. We're gonna work our way up through these roots and go up along the river, but I found the bullet right here. So this is where we're gonna hunt for, or at least spend a little time here, because we know there's relics nearby, or there was. I'm so positive, aren't I? So I guess I ought to go ahead and show you what I found so far. Like I said, I've just been finding junk, but might as well take a quick look at it. This is it so far, the one bullet I just showed you. I got an old spike of some kind. It's probably in a piece of wood and they bent it over. Got an old 9-volt battery. That's a lantern battery. Got a sinker, pull tab. I believe this is just a piece of wire with copper around it, I'm pretty sure. Split shot and another sinker. Yeah, it's another sinker. So that's it so far. I do have another signal right behind me, so we'll go ahead and dig that together. Let's go ahead and dig it. That's my pick right there. I think the signal's right in this area. That's about where I found the bullet, where the head of the machine is. I'm using the, well, I turned it off, so I got to turn it back on. And I have not set up the custom program, so we're going to have to go ahead and bump this to scrim up, because there's a ton of iron in here, and I only want to hear the bigger iron. So, okay. AT Max today, and I had a signal. It's a lot of iron. I don't know if you can hear this, but hopefully you can. I have the underwater headphones on, in case I go underwater. Yeah, right there. Doesn't look real great on the meter, but it's definitely giving us a good signal. So we're gonna check it out. Could be a small sinker or a pull tab. I'm gonna move a couple of these rocks. We'll fan it like that. What that does is gets rid of the silt, so that's easier to find, and if it's a pull tab, it'll float off. Okay. Pinpointer on my trusty lanyard, which seems to be working out pretty good. Yeah, it's right there. There's a bunch of small rocks in here. That's going to be foil. I think I can feel it. Yeah, this is kind of a pain trying to do this with one hand. Oops, there goes the pinpointer. Trying to do this with one hand. I'm probably going to have to just turn the camera off. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off. We'll dig it up. It's not clear enough really to fan and look yet. You can see it's really kind of murky. It's not too bad right here. It's probably about 20 inches visibility, but that's not great for this time of year. So, okay. I don't think we'll be able to see it. And let's try the pinpointer one more time since we're here. Alright, it's already on. Still there. I don't know if I can feel it or not. I was hoping maybe. It's probably still down a ways. Yeah, okay, camera's off. Okay, it is in my hand. It's not a bullet for sure. This is not big enough. Ah, a little sinker. I believe that's a sinker. Yeah, that's a modern sinker. It looks like it's been cut on the bottom, which is kind of weird. I don't know why people do that. I think it has anyway. But at least we have a bullet. One bullet. We're not skunked. I just found a penny, which I dropped. I'm pretty sure it's a Lincoln penny, not a Indian head though. Let's get the pinpointer back out. You see it? Do ya? Hey. It took me a while to get this one with both hands. To get down in the roots of that plant right there. But yeah, it's just a memorial scent. So I'm not going to worry about too many signals right there. But we will check it, just in case. So I just got a nice big iron signal. I stuck my magnet down there. And looky! Do you know what that is? Do ya? It's not a railroad track. A piece of rail. That is a piece of pig iron. And if you've watched my videos, you should know what pig iron is. And if you haven't, this is the raw product of an iron furnace They melt iron rocks down, and they make these bars and ship them off to foundries where they remelt them and make guns and knives and plowshares and all kinds of stuff. Pig iron. They're all over my videos. I'm back to digging a lot of junk again. Just got this big iron washer. And I've been getting some pull tabs and other odds and ends, but nothing good. No more bullets, no buttons, no bayonets, no guns. But we're not done yet. We still have a ways to go. This is what we call can slaw, like coleslaw. It's basically chewed up pieces of aluminum, usually from cans, aluminum cans. It's very thin and gets scattered all over the river. Can slaw. River treasure! Found my first pair of sunglasses of the season. Well, I guess not, because when I was in Arizona I found a bunch of them. That was this year. But yeah, I heard these on metal detector gave kind of an irony signal. I think I just lost part of it, but I don't see it down there. I'll give one quick swipe with the pinpointer, but I'm not going to worry about it too much, because it's just river treasure. I got another sinker. It kind of sounded like a bullet. Well, it did sound like a bullet. And the reason I didn't get the camera out is because I've been just digging a lot of junk like that. As soon as I get into an area where I find a bullet or two, we'll try to do some underwater stuff because it's a little bit clearer here. Now, you may have noticed in the beginning of the video, I showed you that I have my iron discrimination really high. So I'm not going to really hear like bayonets very well or gun tools. But if I get into an area where there's bullets, that tells me there could be good iron there as well. And I'll go ahead and crank the sensitivity down, or the iron discrimination down, so that I hear the bayonets and the gun tools and the worms and stuff like that. Worms. Gun worms, not creepy crawly worms. But we haven't found that spot yet. Just found my first homemade sinker of the year. It's got monofilament on it, fishing line, so modern fishing line, so we know it's not very old, but it's a homemade sinker. Wonderful. Been digging mostly sinkers, but I just found this little ball right here. Do you know what it is? I'll give you a close-up of it. It's a lead ball that's been smushed kind of funny. Now you might first think that's a musket ball, but I don't believe it is. I believe that this lead ball that came out of a cannonball when it exploded, what they would do is they would pack these in a cannonball with tar or pitch matrix with just a little bit of gunpowder, and when the cannonball would explode, these little balls would go flying through the air like shrapnel, and it would increase the effectiveness of cannonball explosion. It wouldn't be just the chunks of iron. I just found a fish hook. I'm pretty sure this is not the signal that I heard though with the metal detector, so it's probably something else still down there. Sure what to do about this. I guess I'll just stick it on the side of my bag for now, and I'll put it in the kayak in a minute because I don't want to lose this spot. Okay, I had a signal right here. It sounded pretty good. Yeah, but it's small, so I'm going to suspect that this is going to be split shot and not very big, or can slaw. Looks like can slaw from here. No, it's toothpaste, I guess. This is some type of tube of some type of paste. It could be toothpaste, but it's an older one because look at the lid there. That's like pewter, some type of pewter. So if we folded it out, we might be able to tell. Hold on a second. Yeah, I can't tell what it is for sure, but I'll throw that in the goodie bag. Now, one thing I didn't tell you about that canister ball is that it wasn't necessarily fired here. It could have lodged into a tree miles upriver and floated down here and been deposited, decades later. Could have lodged in a soldier, floated down here on his corpse, and dropped out after he rotted. So we never know for sure. Now, there was a battle or a skirmish anyway, not too far from here, so it could be from that, and I suspect it is. If we find another one or two here, then that's probably all it is. It just exploded overhead. Bunch of balls hit the water. I suspect that's what happened, but you never know for sure. Found another piece of pig iron. This is kind of a radial piece. You can see little divots and stuff in little places where it was molten on top there. That's how it would laid in a trough of sand. So we need to dig this iron because it could be a cannonball in here. And if you're not digging iron, you'll never know if it's just pig iron or cannonball. So I just found this lead thing. I thought it was a homemade sinker, but I don't believe it is. It looks like it's just a little bar. There's no hole in it to put a string through, and it does have writing on it. I can't make out what it says, but I suspect it's probably solder, some type of solder for pipes or, you know, whatever. I don't know why it wasn't folded completely over to make a sinker, but we'll keep it. If it turns out to be something really cool, I'll let you know. This is a very interesting sounding signal right here. It's smallish and reads really high on the meter, at least in the mid to upper 80s, so that could be a coin. I'm hoping. Let's just fan a little bit here, see if we can see it. The bedrock's pretty shallow right here, so hopefully that's it. Well, let's go ahead and hit it with a pinpointer. See if we can air it. Still buried. Could be like a chunk of copper or something too, I guess. It's almost clear enough to go underwater, but I don't know if it really is it? Alright, pinpointer. I moved everything off to the side there, so hopefully it's moved. Yeah, it's moved. It is a piece of copper. Oh well. Sounded really good though. I could tell it was good metal. Next time it might be a belt buckle or a big old silver coin. It didn't quite sound like silver. It wasn't high enough. Silver usually reads in the low 90s on these machines. Now I have the AT Max today. Don't think I've ever. I did find a silver coin. Can't remember exactly what it read though, so it might not read exactly like the AT Pro or AT Gold, but I'd say it's going to read higher than this, so that puts it in the low 90s. And this is a really good reason to wear gloves, especially when you're looking in the river. There's a lot of these. I found like 3 or 4 of these the other day when I was out my first hunt of the year, which I really didn't find anything old, but I found 3 or 4 of these. So be careful when you're in the river. Wear some good cut-proof gloves if you can't see. Just found this giant piece of lead. Now that has a hole in the end, so it tells me this was a weight, uses a weight of some kind, and I do believe that's probably solder, although I'm not 100% on that. Kind of like that little piece we found. Not 100%, but if I had to guess. I just checked the hole before I left, and I think there's another piece right there of something. Yeah, that's a big blob of melted lead. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, that's a pipe. That's a piece of lead pipe that's been flattened out for a weight. You can see the hammer marks on it right there. We'll save it. Lead's kind of valuable nowadays. Alright, so let's go ahead and check it with a machine since we're here. Nah, that's it. Let's get my boot a little bit. So really all we have is a couple pieces of pig iron and 1 Civil War bullet. But we're having fun. At least I am. I hope you are too. And I just dug up another bottle cap with the bottle, half part of the bottle attached. Gotta be very, very careful. There's some glass down there too. Yeah, that could have cut me bad right there. We'll go ahead and carry that out. And another one just a few feet up. Jeez, this place is dangerous. I'm going to carry this out, but only because I have my boat with me. Otherwise, I tried to get the lid off and put it back, but since I have my boat, I can carry it. That's just a little too dangerous to put in the bag. You see where I dug the hole, and there is a penny right there. Pretty sure it's modern, though. What do you think? Yeah, it's definitely modern. This is Lincoln Memorial. I was hoping it might be an Indian head penny, because this is an old area, but it isn't. It's like 1970 something. This is a good squeaky signal here. It's probably too high for a bullet, so it's probably another penny or something, but let's go under and see if we can see it when I fan. looks smaller than a penny. Might be a dime. Kind of corroded though. Is that an Indian head? Nah, it's a dime. It's a Roosevelt dime. It's not silver. You can see Mr. Roosevelt, or President Roosevelt on it. Oh well. At least everything's pretty shallow. There's not much dirt to dig through. Bedrock's only, well, hard pan's only a few inches deep. I'd say somebody was messing with us with all these coins I'm finding. This is a nickel. Of course, it's been in the water a long time, so I know they're not standing up there on the bank somewhere pitching coins down at me. People have been known to do that. Oh well, maybe the next one will be a quarter. So I've been hanging out right here in the same area, and I'm digging sinkers and modern coins. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move up about 50 feet, because this is probably somebody's old swimming hole or something. It's not very deep, but you know, people like to just get in the water when it's hot and lay around and lose coins. So let's move up about 50 feet. So I feel like we're getting warmer. This is a homemade sinker, and if you look at it closely, you can tell it's made out of a Civil War bullet, a 3-ring mini ball. You can see the faint outline of some rings right there, and if you notice, the base is hollow. See that little square? That's the base of a mini ball, the hollowed out cavity. That's what they look like when the soldiers, or whoever made this, would pound it out like that to make a sinker. That's a good find right there. I like it. Well, it's not too exciting, but here's a modern bullet. It's been fired. You can see the tip is bent over. Probably about 30 caliber maybe. So I just found this old lock. It looks like a sleigh maker. Found a lot of locks on the river. That might have been cut with bolt cutters, I'm not sure, but for some reason, I don't know, some rivers are just loaded with locks. Most of them cut. Here's a neat little token. It says WVM. I can't read what's around the outside. My vision is just not that good today, but it looks like one fair, good for one fair, WVM. No idea. West Virginia Metro. I hardly think so, but who knows. Well, we're actually nearing the end of the day. Well, we got more time, so I could probably call the wife if I can get a signal. But I got another bullet. This is the second bullet. And the water's a lot clearer where I'm at. I'm actually above where a big stream poured into the river that was very muddy, but it's clear up here, so we can get some underwater footage, hopefully. I just found that bullet right there. It was only buried a couple inches, so maybe there's some more right in here. We'll find out here in a minute, I hope. So I checked my phone and it's about 4 o'clock, which is late, which means I need to go home, except I had a signal. So I was able to call the house and leave a message and tell my darling wife, Lindsay, I'm having a good time and I'm starting to find bullets, and I want to stay another hour or two. So we're good for a little bit longer. I got 2 signals here that sound promising. Let's see what they are. First one was right in here. I'm all tangled up now. Hold on a second here, I got this, okay, alright, here we go. First one was right here. I dug the bullet, I think, right over in there. So we're pretty close to that still. This could be one too. It reads pretty good, it's low 60s. That could be a bullet. Now I'm going to put you underwater, so I'm going to need you to hold your breath. Not sure. That's an egg sinker, I do believe. Yep, that's what it is. That's a modern fishing sinker called an egg sinker because that looks like an egg. And you can see it's homemade because it has the lead splash on the outside where the mold that they used did not close very well. Alright, doesn't mean that the next one's not going to be a good one. That was right up in here. It was over here. All tangled up again. That's where I dug the bullet, I think, right there. So I think it was up in here somewhere. Yeah, it's reading about the same. I'm going to have you hold your breath on this one, but there's not much current since we're so close to these little bushes, these little plants. But we'll try it. So hold your breath. Now that is a bullet, I do believe. It's not a sinker because there's no hole, so there's no way to attach a line, and it's not split like a split shot. That's the mold seam, very similar to that egg sinker we just found, but I'm pretty sure that's a bullet right there. I think it might be another one there too. Is that one? Nah, that was just a shell. Okay, we'll call that a bullet. I don't know, there's a little bit of a line right there. Not so sure about that one now. I have a nice little signal in the mud right here. It's reading about 70. I'm not sure if we can do it underwater. Hold your breath, shot, but we're going to try. It looks like there's some ledges right there, so it shouldn't be very deep. So, hold your breath. Wish there was just a little bit more current. It's a bottle cap. Ah, it's glass. I can see it. Look at that. Oh, how many of those have I found today? Yowza. Let me carry that out. I think I just broke into more pieces in my boat. That wasn't very smart. Just found this old shovel. Not sure how old, but it looks like an old style. So I'll go ahead and keep it, do a little investigative work with it. I don't see where it looks like it's been welded there, but yeah, we'll bring it home, check it a little bit closer. It's been at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half since I called my wife, and I found really nothing else since that last bullet, so I think I'm going to head on home. We're supposed to have sweet corn tonight for supper. First of the season. The guy down the road from me has a farm, and he grows sweet corn and sells it. Let me show you my finds one more time. I got the old shovel that I'm going to keep. Got a 9-volt lantern battery. Giant horseshoe. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? That's actually the kind that you play horseshoes with, though. There's no holes in it. A bunch of glass with the screw tops on them. That's what I hear is the screw tops. Got a little bit of melted gold. Look at that. Looks like gold, doesn't it? That's actually melted aluminum, probably cans, beer cans. A lot of people find this stuff on the river, and they think that it's silver or gold, and they're all excited, but it isn't. It's almost always melted aluminum. In fact, I had a guy just last night or the night before send me a picture of a little blob of melted aluminum, and I said, well, it's melted aluminum, and he kind of took offense because he thinks it's silver, so silver ore or something, but it's melted aluminum. Bunch of junk here that I'm going to go ahead and throw away. I did get a couple Civil War bullets, those 2 mini balls that were dropped, and 1 mini ball sinker. I got the Slaymaker lock, a little bit of river treasure, a piece of pig iron. The other one is still on the bank. I forgot to pick it up. I'll get it on the way out. This is a lid, a pewter lid off of something. This could be very old. That could even be Civil War era. Big chunks of lead, probably used for weights for either traps or fishing. This is a revolver pistol, a cap pistol, I do believe. Bunch of sinkers and a lot of junk mostly today, just a couple good finds there. Well, one thing I did do on this trip was lose my sole, my rubber sole. Well, I guess I haven't officially lost it yet, but the boots are definitely done. This is my second river hunting trip of the season, and I've already gone through 2 pair of old boots, so we're going to have to get some decent ones eventually. Hey, I'm glad you joined me. I know we didn't do really good, but I had fun. It was just so wonderful being out here again, and as soon as the holiday's over, I got some good stuff planned. So 4th of July holiday, which is starting this weekend basically, so after that we'll have some good videos, I promise. We'll see you on the next one.